Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.
And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to get right back to Meredith Whitney on CNBC this morning. This morning. You know, they're trying to, this Mooney Bond thing. We got to, and all the evidence is coming out. What she's saying is happening. Yeah, but all they need is the perfect cheer. You know, that's what CNBC does. They're trying. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. And go.
And catches this and makes it come home to roost?
Well, I think you're already seeing that in the municipal space. So spreads have widened, continue to widen. You've seen outflows from muni bond funds, and that will, I think that will accelerate towards June as state finances deteriorate.
Is that when we get an idea of their budgets and we really see things?
Yeah, and you also see the end of federal stimulus as well. So I think the rubber will really meet the road then. And that will force, higher cost of borrowing, forces a lot of change. So.
Can a surprisingly strong bull market in equities rescue them in any way? If pensions have made these assumptions about returns, if they are surprised on the upside, does that take any of the pain away? Or is this a fait accompli?
A tricky thing. So February is a critical month for state data because the Pew Institute, which covers all the pension funds across the nation, that data comes out. So the data is going to look really bad. The data for underfunded pensions is going to look so much worse because remember, the data that we have now on a national basis doesn't incorporate the fall of 2008, right? It's June, fiscal years for states, is majority of June.
Okay, I want to pause it there for a second. What did she just say? The data that they have been getting, and the only thing that was available, and this is a big problem that Meredith Whitney had in going and looking for state data, is they didn't have any. And whatever they did have, they had in June 2008 before the big crash, before the TARP, before all the government intervention, before. Nothing since then. It comes out and they got to evaluate all these pension funds and say, it's underfunded, it's not this, it's bankrupt, blah, 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 blah. When does that come out? February. Are you ready by February? And if you said right now, I want to move and change and cash out and do and whatever, do you got 30 days, 60 days before you can do it? Can't do it. What? You see my point? Now, not later, now. All right, let's go ahead and finish this up.
So that's going to look really bad. But the states are tricky. They do it on a 3-year rolling average basis. So they'll be blended to some point. Certainly the Fed and everyone else thinks rising stock markets solve all problems. It helps. I don't know that it solves all the problems. But the average return assumption for pensions is 8%.
Right. Which you think is ludicrous.
It's ludicrous. So, I'd love to, if that's a pension fund, I want to invest. But sadly, those are not the returns.
Yeah. What do you make of these SEC inquiries and investigations and suits about disclosure and how that's going to actually change the way these bonds are marketed?
I think that is fantastic because the level of disclosure is horrible. And the level of disclosure is so bad in terms of the information is so lagged, so dated, that you're raising money today and your data is 2+ years old. So it's I think that it's such a great step in the right direction, but you're coming from a very low bar. The disclosure is worse than anything I've ever seen, and so more disclosure is still maybe like baby steps.
How does an investor tell? I mean, this is a complicated, complex market. How do you know when you're seeing a good municipal bond versus a bad one?
You got to do your own homework, right? So a lot of people historically have invested in terms of yield and duration, and there's got to be a little more homework done. A lot of portfolios are based on those very simple parameters, and New York residents buy New York bonds for tax advantage status, and that's kind of where they leave it. But homework will do you right here.
Do you want your research to affect the broader debate about austerity in a certain way? Do you want constituents to hear your message and think, wow, all right, so my municipality is going to be making some cuts. I'm going to have to live with that?
My primary goal is to make my clients money.
Sure.
And this was something that I thought beyond that, if I was so desperate for this information, I surely thought other people would be desperate for this information. And so that's why we published it on a broader basis. That's why we rated the states. That's why we put so much time and energy as a financial rooted firm to do this analysis.
So you're saying it's a little out of the box for you?
Well, out of the box for over 2.5 years of working on it, I don't feel it's that out of the box because it's so core to everything we do. Our banks are very much involved in state economies. And so I feel like it's so fundamental to what we do as opposed to me talking about transports might be out of the box, but not
but the way
for
that,
now.
The way that you make your clients money with this is the thesis that you brought up at the beginning of the hour, where you said, okay, this is going to create some dislocations in prices, where prices skyrocket. People look at all municipal bonds as bad things, and that's a buying opportunity.
That is not. The way we make our clients money on this call is a long-term structural thesis of where to invest, what states. If you're investing in a business in a state that's going to underperform, have subpar economic growth, and is going to raise taxes and is going to cut programs, that's a riskier investment. So this extends beyond financials to an entire portfolio strategy. And this, our report is 600 pages. We update it constantly. It's a desk reference for total U.S. investing.
For everything you're looking at.
Everything you're looking at.
And you're saying that by June we should know whether or not your thesis is going the right way or the wrong way.
Every day my thesis is validated. Every day.
Yeah. Taxes yet last night in Illinois?
Taxes in Illinois. What's going on in Indiana in terms of reversing statewide policy in terms of municipalities declaring bankruptcy. Every single day it's validated.
How about, can we get you to make a big, broad market call on equities?
Another one?
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
I've given you all I got.
Let me switch gears one last.
So you're not going to do that, I guess, right?
Well, I mean, ask me something specific, a broad market call. I mean, people want to feel good right now. I don't think that a bear scenario is going to be validated on the U.S. economy for a couple months now, right?
A couple months.
For a couple months now, right?
But come summer, the bear scenario is back.
Come late spring, yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise you to see this rally continue to build some speed in the first half of 2011.
I don't see for the first few months of 2011. I don't see anything to derail it.
What's your road bump that's gonna stumble us?
I don't think the consumer has enough gas in his or her tank to keep spending.
Once stimulus runs out and the consumer...
Payroll tax going to fade?
Yeah, but look, the payroll tax is mitigated by just what Illinois did, right? It's like you can't get so far. I mean, it's very hard for me to come up with a bullish scenario, 4% GDP scenario, when I add up all the component parts. And again, the obvious issue on unemployment and the obvious issue of the coastal states are too big of a component to the U.S. economy, and they're going to underperform.
Thank you for coming in, as always. Provocative, interesting. Thanks to Andrew.
Yep. You're starting to get it. I mean, they're going on record. We're going on record. Everybody going on record. This is what's going to happen. One thing that's interesting that she brings up is she said, February, this 2 years worth of data that we've been operating on, and we know it's a lot worse than what they're saying. State legislatures know it too. State legislators know it. You know, we've discussed this. I've talked to some. I was like, what, you think we don't know? You know, now also think about this. Property valuations have plummeted. What they did is they were making some cash. They were making all kinds of cash when the value of property started going up here in Arizona during the 2005 and a half, 2006, 2007. And all of a sudden, most of 2008, and then the bottom fell. That meant a bunch more, all the transaction fees, all of the actual increase in valuations, the assessor's office, and what they got, you owe us more money. Property taxes. What do you get on a foreclosure? What do you get on a bankruptcy? What do you get when somebody's not paying? What do you get when you have to devalue them? And then what do? Do you increase the rate? Of course you do. You think that's going to get you more money. It's over. What are you doing about it?
This is Ernest Hancock. I'm publisher of freedomsphoenix.com and the radio talk show host of Declare Your Independence. Now, I want to give you my personal endorsement of a wealthy U.S. citizen that is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He's produced a video for you. It's a real eye-opener, and I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to watch it. www.endofamerica, the numbers 1 and 7.com. Endofamerica17.com. This video has the history of how we got where we are now and where we're going and why. Now, it's a lengthy video. It'll be about 20 minutes, but you need to watch this so you understand what's going to happen to this country and how you can protect your wealth and even benefit financially. Now, you go there. It's free. I want you to watch this video. You need to have this information so that you can survive the economic collapse that's coming to America. It's not if, it's when. That's End of America, the numbers 1 and 7.com. After you watch it, you'll understand why I endorse it.